At the market street, E.B. and Alex are spotted by some of E.B.'s young fans from Vintage Street. The four excited teens drag E.B. to a clothing stall for tips on which clothes to buy to look tough but trendy like her. E.B. is amused. She joins them in their youthful pick-and-drop shopping routine. Alex feels left out and, as usual, decides to just wait it out as a bystander. Their fun time is disrupted by some commotion from a nearby stall. It's the troublesome Dark Shade Gang harassing Ade. But ignoring the troublesome lot, Ade continues with his shopping. Seeing Ade completely surrounded, E.B. yells from afar as she runs towards the bullies. Ade stands his ground and is ready to fight back. Alex tries to stop E.B. from getting involved, fearing that they are outnumbered by the ruffians, and also hoping that the gang could help scare his one competitor off his girl. E.B. breaks free from Alex and rushes into the middle of the fracas and tries to stop the impending brawl. Seeing the unfolding scenario, the 14 girls run off while Alex looks on from a distance. With a sarcastic smile, gang leader Chris strokes E.B.'s hair and threatens her. "Hey, beautiful. You shouldn't get into fights that aren't yours. You know you could get your pretty face scratched." E.B. swiftly twists the gang leader's outreaching arm and bends his fingers backwards, causing him to shriek in pain. Alex, now feeling more confident, stands behind E.B. hopping up and down, cheering E.B.'s move and yelling, "You boys be careful how you talk to the kung fu expert, or she'll kick your sorry asses." Two gang members grab E.B.'s arms and hold her down. Chris, the gang leader, moves closer to E.B., threatening further. "I could kick your pretty ass, you know, but I don't hit chicks." The other gang members shouted, "Yeah, we don't hit delicate chicks." Another member of the gang boys pushes Ade, teasing him. "Hey, errand boy, I want you to run to my house and fetch my stick." Ade politely replies, "I'm sorry, I don't do personal errands. I only do groceries, and my fee is..." The fat gang boy bursts into an irritating laughter as he nudges Ade with his finger. So the mute talks. He continues his pestering. "Now that I've loosened your tongue, tell us where the Reverend's peaked you from." Ade calmly obliges. "I was adopted by my noble parents, the Reverends Brown." A gang member interrupts. "Adoption is good. Tarzan was adopted by apes." All the gang members burst into a mocking laughter. Ade shakes his head and turns away to continue his shopping. But the biggest gang member steps even closer to Ade and whispers to Ade, "Hey, Tarzan boy, have you learned the ropes?" He pulls a sharp blade from his jacket and steps dangerously close to Ade as he continues his whispering. "We can teach you how to be." Before he completes his sentence, Ade spins around and with an unprecedented agility, he snatches the knife from the aggressor and presses the blade on the throat of the perplexed gang boy. E.B. breaks free from the gang boys and screams to Ade,
"Stop! Let him go, they're not worth it."
Meanwhile, Alex, standing behind E.B., stunned by Ade's move and scared that something horrible might happen next, keeps murmuring to himself, "That's not good. That's not good." Ade pushes the now terrified gang boy away from himself and calmly narrates a brief background of himself. "I was adopted at the age of 12 from my village in southwest Nigeria after surviving in the harsh streets in the company of my area boys for 5 years." He looks sternly towards the gang leader and continues, "Everyone called me cold-hearted. They said I was inhuman." The gang leader arrogantly asks, "And why did they say that?" Ade looked around and at the faces of all those present, then answers, "When I was about 7, maybe, there was a famine in my village. and people were dying of hunger. No food, and no firewood even. So I let my dog help. I loved my dog. It was very loyal to me, slept mostly in my arms, but I let him serve the people. Speaking from behind the lot, Alex asks with a shaky voice, So, it fetched firewood from the forest. Ade, looking into Alex's frightened eyes, responds, No, I gave it to my street pals as meat. Alex, feeling disgusted and almost hyperventilating, exclaims, Oh, sugar, you are indeed inhuman. Ade explains further, I was just trying to help my beloved dog. You know, end his misery of hunger. There is an immediate, deafening silence, and then Ade drops the knife and picks up his scattered bag of fruits. Alex, now trying to be friends with the tough Ade, as he walks towards him. We should stick together, and they'll never bother us again. Ade ignores Alex and just walks away. Ibi calls to Ade, Please wait. Ade turns around, and with a sort of gratifying look at Ibi, bows slightly, and without saying a word, the stern-faced loner walks away. Alex and Ibi get back to Vintage Street and find a gathering of people, of fire trucks and an ambulance in front of Alex's house. A dark smoke is emanating from his house. He runs towards his house shouting, Dad! Ibi runs after him. Firefighters can still be seen putting out a fire in Alex's house, and his dad lying on a stretcher with emergency services nurses attending to him. Alex pushes through the police barrier and crowd as he keeps yelling, Dad! He gets to his dad, hysterical, and shouts, What happened? Are you okay? Calmly, his dad reassures him, I'm fine, son. I'm fine. His dad pulls the still-shaken Alex close to himself and mutters, I told you they'll come after me. They are after my findings. The old man hands over a file folder he has been clenching close to his chest and continues in a shaky voice. Take this file. It contains the coordinates of all 5 towns, where the terrestrial gamma flashes are being generated, and when exactly critical mass of the dimensional rift will be attained. They must be stopped. Alex, confused and worried, asks again, What are you talking about? There is nobody after you. I'm sure it was just a regular house fire caused by a gas leak or electrical fault. You need to get a good rest and listen, his dad cuts in. There is a lot more I have not told you, or anyone but you must keep the file secret until we know who to trust. Ibi pushes her way through the crowd to the prof's side and is immediately grabbed by the old man who begs her. Please look after him. They will be after him now. Keep him safe. You're all he's got now. Ibi assures the prof. Don't worry. He'll be fine. And you are a tough old fighter. It will take more than a barbecue flame to beat you. Alex will stay at my place until you get back. You just focus on getting better quickly. Just then, Ibi's eye catches a glimpse of the same Rover Jeep she saw at the Market Street, this time packed at the end of Vintage Street. As the ambulance drives away with Alex's dad, Ibi pulls Alex aside, warning, Come quickly. Let's get inside. Something is not right here. As the crowd disperses, Alex and Ibi go inside Ibi's house next door. Inside the house, Ibi asks, Did you notice that white Rover SUV packed at the end of the street? Alex, still unsettled and confused by all the commotion, replies, What SUV? I don't understand what is going on. I'm worried. I'm beginning to think that my dad may be hallucinating. What if the fire was actually started by him? What if he is actually going around the bend? Ibi interrupts and queries Alex. I don't think your dad is going crazy. Why will you even think that? You are all he's got. He needs your love and support now more than ever. Alex cowers into himself and sobs as he explains. I don't know what to think or do. All this is too much for me. EB moves close to Alex and pulls him close into her tight embrace. All will be well. I'm here for you. Alex raises his head up, looking into EB's eyes with a subtle gaze. He steals a quick kiss to her unsuspecting lips. EB quickly pulls away from Alex, looking away and walking straight to a couch. She sits down without saying a word. Alex, not knowing how to follow up his unanticipated expression of love, just walks to EB and without saying a word, sits beside her. The following morning, EB and Alex get up early, and without any change of clothes or breakfast, hurry out of the house and head for the hospital to check up on Alex's dad. Still unsure if they're being watched, EB leads the way through a back alley to the Market Street bus station. As the duo emerge at the empty market corner, they are confronted by the same Rover SUV. 3 stern-looking men dressed in black suits step out of the car and march towards them. One of the stout men pulls out a menacing-looking knife as he walks towards EB. Alex catches a glimpse of the knife and with a terrifying voice screams, "Look, EB, he has a knife. What do you want from us? You obviously must be after the wrong people. We are just 2 nobodies." EB steps in front of Alex, facing the advancing men as she puts up her fists. As the knife-wielding strongman raises his sharp-pointed blade, Alex pushes EB aside, away from the attacker, and gets stabbed in the process. He lets out a shrieking scream of pain. "He stabbed me. The brute stabbed me." Suddenly, they hear the screeching sound of car tires. A mini miner pulls up in front of them.
"Come with me if you want to live."
What?
And Ade leaps out of the car, yells, "Get in fast!" as EB rushes to get into the car from the left side, giving Alex a shorter distance to enter the car from the right side. She sees Ade pushing an already slouching Alex back, preventing him from getting into the car, saying, "Not you, feeble boy." EB yells at Ade, "What are you doing? He has been stabbed. I'm not leaving without him." Ade hisses and orders Alex, "All right, come on, get in, and be quick." The 3 narrowly escape the hefty men as they get into the car and zoom off. EB yells and nags at Ade, "What's wrong with you? Were you seriously going to leave him with those armed thugs?" Ade calmly responds as he continues his car maneuvering. "It's not him they're after. It's you." EB is shocked and asks, "What do you mean it's me they're after? I don't understand." Ade continues his stunt driving, trying to outrun the pursuing Rover Jeep. With Alex moaning at the back seat, EB continues her bickering. "And really? This car of all cars? The dark shade gang Mini? Couldn't you get something bigger or at least faster?" Ade takes a side fleeting look at EB and replies a badgering EB. A thank you should suffice. Ade takes a left turn, heading out of town, causing another outburst from EB. "Where are you going? You missed the turn to the hospital." Ade, still in his unperturbed demeanor, answers, "We are not going to the hospital. The hospital cannot save him. That was not an ordinary blade, and those are not ordinary people." EB questions further, as she turns around to check on the groaning Alex at the back seat every few seconds. What are you talking about? Do you know those people? Or whatever they are? Ade, still driving quite fast and rough, keeps uttering his instructions. Hang on. Brace yourself. They're catching up. Better start praying. This car can't go any faster. EB, with a frown, responds, "You don't say." Between his moaning and crying, Alex pleads, "Can you two just stop complaining? I'm the stabbed one here. You need to get me to the hospital." Ade turns into an abandoned factory site and mutters out confidently, "Finally." He continues talking to himself. A little help here will be appreciated. EB, wondering who Ade is talking to, asks, "Who are you talking to?" Far ahead, they see a parked construction scoop loader. The driverless vehicle starts up and moves on its own towards the edge of the road. As the two speeding cars get close, the scoop loader's bucket is lowered and rams across the street onto the oncoming cars, narrowly missing Ade's car, crashing into the SUV and causing the Jeep to somersault. Ade heaves a sigh of relief as he and his company make a clean getaway. Narrowly escaping the scoop loader's bucket, Ade drives through a series of abandoned warehouses. EB, confused about what just happened, yells out to Ade, "Did you see that?" She continued in her shock. That loader didn't have any driver. It just drove itself. Ade ignores EB's questions and just concentrates in his rough driving, meandering through narrow spaces and tight corners. EB looks over to Alex at the back seat. Alex seems to have passed out. She tries to wake him up, calling out to his name, but not getting a reaction from her wounded friend. EB starts to cry, querying Ade. "He's dying. I told you we should have taken him to the hospital. He is losing consciousness." Ade takes a quick glance at Alex, and continuing in his maneuvering, he assures EB, "He'll be okay." Ade slams the brakes just before crashing into a large, rusty gray gate. He pushes open the huge, rusty metal slide gates and drives in. Wasting no time, EB quickly gets out of the car and closes the gates. EB, furious and impatient, asks Ade, "Now what?" Ade confidently replies, "Now we wait." Alex opens his eyes, groaning, and in a frail voice complains, "I don't feel so good." Continuing in his weak voice, "I think they're after my dad's notes. It seems they're the ones my dad warned me about." Ade cuts in, "It's not you they're after, it's EB." Stunned, EB asks, "Me? What will they want with me? I'm nobody. I'm sure you must be mistaking." Ade walks away from the inquisitive pair, looking around the abandoned warehouse. He answers, "EB, you are the key." EB charges towards Ade. "What are you talking about? What key?" "Key to what?" Ade turns around and confronts EB. "It seems you are or have some kind of power or thing that will save the world from some impending disaster." EB tries to inquire further, but Ade cuts in again. "Don't ask me. I just do as I'm told. I don't even know if I believe what..." Alex is surprised and looks back and forth between Ade and EB, but his pain gets worse, and he soon slumps over the Mini. Amidst the questions and arguments with Ade, EB's attention is drawn to a weakening Alex. She rushes to Alex and yells at Ade, "Look here, mister, I don't care. Can't you see that he needs urgent medical help?" She insists, "Now get into this tin can, and let's get out of here and go straight to a hospital." Ade walks back to the car, and looking at the fading, wounded Alex, speaks empathetically. "I'm afraid no doctor can save him. Those men who attacked you were not ordinary people, and Alex was stabbed with a Mabuki Reaper. EB, now getting concerned, asks, "A Mabu what?" Ade sighs as he explains further. A Mabuki Reaper is not just an ordinary object or knife, but an entity. It is a demon entity, or evil human, who can take on the form of an ancient weapon. They have existed and were first used in tribal wars many centuries ago. The demon spirit of the weapon entraps and feeds on the spirit of the victim. EB, fuming with anger and disbelief, stomps around the mini-car to confront Ade, but Ade shushes EB and whispers, "Quiet." They hear several footsteps outside the closed gray gate. The gate slides open, and the same group of men in black confidently walk towards the helpless three. With red glowing eyes, the four vicious men charge towards the frightened trio. Suddenly, from the dark shadows of the warehouse comes a thunderous roar and explosion. Several bursts of lightning shoot out from behind the even more frightened youngsters, knocking the four strange men tumbling backwards to the ground. A fiery giant dressed in native warrior attire emerges. With his huge strides, he stomps angrily towards the fallen intruders. Raising two fiery axes in his flaming hands, he utters several strange words. The four fallen men rise up and begin to morph into faceless, skinny creatures, each having wavy tentacles protruding from their backs. As they walk towards the advancing giant, they growl and float above the ground. EB kneels over the already slumped Alex, while Ade seems to be addressing the raging giant and pointing at the four approaching ghoul-like beings. The defending giant leaps over the car and lands in the middle of the shape-shifting skinny men, generating a vibration that reverberates across the entire warehouse. The warrior giant spins around with his axes stretching wide and knocking two of the floating shapeshifters to the ground. His flaming kick also bashes a third skinny man far off. The fourth ghoul shrieks as it jumps towards the wild giant. Swinging his two axes across each other, the angry giant forms a scissors-like slash, chopping the fourth villain in half. The four humanoids disintegrate and evaporate into thin air. The giant turns around and walks straight to EB and speaks to her in a strange language, but EB doesn't understand, but just stares at the towering giant. Ade speaks to the giant in Yoruba language, the language of the Yoruba tribe from West Africa, telling him to speak in English so that the others can understand. Still maintaining his stern look, the giant turns to EB and with an echoing voice calls her name. Ebi Nabo, bearer of good tidings. The giant continues. Indeed, you are as was foretold, the brave one, a warrior at heart. EB interrupts. I don't understand. How do you know my name and who are you? EB turns to Ade, looking confused. She asks, Did you know about all this? The giant leans over EB, and speaking more calmly to EB, he introduces himself. I am Shango, Orisha of thunder and lightning, warrior of the ancient Yoruba Empire, third Alafin of the Orior Kingdom, son of Orame Yal, and descendant of Oduduwa, the Divine King. Shango kneels next to the now unconscious Alex, and murmurs strange incantations and sings a melancholic tribal song. As Shango continues his singing, the sadness in the melody fills the air, and tears seem to form in EB's eyes. A glow of yellow aura starts to form around Alex. Gradually, Alex opens his eyes and feels well again. He calls to EB, Hey, I feel great. Then suddenly Alex notices that EB does not pay any attention to him, and he also notices that he is actually floating a good 6 feet above the ground. Looking down, Alex sees his own body lying on the floor. He shouts in panic, What the fudge? But no one hears his yelling. He thinks to himself, wait a minute. I dead. I can hear my own heartbeat. Is this how it feels like? He thinks to himself again. Death is not so cool after all. It is confusing and scary, and it feels very lonely. His usual logical thinking kicks in. Oh, I'm not dead after all. I can see E.B. Ade, and who the fudge is this monstrous Hulk-like giant? Shango continues his incantations and melancholic singing. Alex gets even more confused and panics, thinking to himself, I can see myself. I can see my own freaking self, down there. It's like I am floating, hovering over my body. Am I going to be one of those ghosts hanging around trying to make contact with my girlfriend through one fake medium? Anyway, I saw that old movie, Ghost. You know, the one with that crazy old scamming medium, who later found out she could actually hear ghosts. No, I'm getting ahead of myself. This must be some kind of trick. I never trusted that Ade boy. I didn't like the way he looked at E.B. Yes, I know I sound a little jealous, or, okay, maybe more than a little jealous. E.B. starts to cry, telling Shango, please save him. He's all I've got. I love him. Please save him. Ade moves across to console E.B. as she continues sobbing. Alex for a brief moment smiles, saying to himself, yes, I knew it. She loves me. And you, Ade, don't you get your filthy paws on my girl. Alex tries to float back down towards his body, but it is futile in Ghostland. There doesn't seem to be gravity when you need it. Gradually, Alex feels everything going dark. He struggles to keep himself awake, but he soon loses consciousness. But this time, he is fainting in Ghost World. Suddenly, Alex is awoken by a sharp pain in his abdomen. He groans, my stomach. E.B. jumps onto her feet and tries to hug the friendly giant, but quickly recollects herself. Ade walks to Alex, still lying on the ground, and greets him. Welcome back. For a moment I thought we lost you. Alex looks around for E.B., expecting a romantic hug or something, but instead gets a scolding from her. That was just a little knife scratch, and you gave us a scare. Alex, feeling that this is his chance to get his girl, confidently confronts E.B. I heard you in my unconscious state. You said you loved me, so why don't you just admit it? Come on, give me a kiss. It's the least I deserve. E.B. puts up her usual tomboy personality. With a straight face, she replies, the lover boy. Not on your life. Alex hurries behind E.B. as she walks to Shango. He stutters as he tries to call her back. But,